But yeah, there was a mouse nest up in here, and oh shit. Hello, Panda and Copper here, welcoming you guys back to BA Performance. Today we're going to be working on the Iron Panda, and so the problem is when I got it, the blower, heater blower, air conditioning blower, fan blower was just laying on the passenger floor over there. So I plugged it in and it still didn't work. So I bought this Chinese one here off Rock Auto. That's the part number there if you guys want to get your own. So I plugged that one in right here. It doesn't have the cage on it, you have to install the cage. Plug that one in, and there's another plug in there that is plugged in. I made sure that was plugged in, and it's still not working. So I'm thinking that there's something behind the dash that's keeping it from getting power. So we're gonna start tearing the dash apart and see if we can find that. Okay, I'm already missing several screws. Like, none of this is bolted in here, it just kind of flops all around. I haven't taken this apart yet, but so it seems like this is holding it in, and there's a screw here and a screw here. So, well, there's a screw missing there also. So we're just going to take the screw out of this side and see what that gets us. Okay, after you take the one remaining screw out, what I did with the screw is I just threw it on the ground here next to all these other random pieces of hardware that are just laying on the floor of my truck. So then to get this out, you know, this is the park position, so that's kind of stuck. So you want to put her all the way down into one, or low gear, and then it seems like this will just come out, maybe. Yep. So, and you can just pull all that right out. And we'll see if this comes out. So I'll take the glasses out of here. Key you want to put somewhere safe. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so they left one, looks like a 10mm nut on there, and it's not even tight. You want to get that popped out with, hopefully without dropping it down there, and then put it somewhere safe. So if yours is bolted in right, there'll be screws underneath here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws under there, and I think one there, and maybe more across the top here. Okay, and that all comes out. A lot of times these ashtrays will have some screws in them. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Okay, that comes out, and then that's pretty much not connected down there. So I'm assuming it's just clipped in up here. Yep, so that pops out. And oh, look, the cigarette lighter is just for show. And we got some exposed wires. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that this is for the cigarette lighter, because I found this random thing on the ground and it screws into there, and then this tab fits on the back of the cigarette lighter there. So that's probably how that works, but I think that there's still something missing to this. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Then for other random wires I found back here, well, that's the air conditioner. So I found this, which I can't believe this is right, and it doesn't seem to do anything. And then all these cut off ones here, I'm assuming are the speakers. So I guess what we're gonna do next is try and get behind here and see what's going on behind here. So from owning a Tacoma, I know to get the glove box off that you just take 2 screws off of the bottom hinge there. You guys got the glove box off, and then I found out that if you pull all these little tabs off of these things like that, you pull them off, then you can take this off and you can see what's behind here. And then there was a screw here and a screw here holding this in. And then from there I could tell is that this AC button, which here when I bought the truck, it's just hanging on this hook that's like glued on there, and I'm like, well, what the heck, you know, is going on there? So oops, darn there. So you can actually feed this AC thing up behind here and it will actually bolt in and go right there, and then it fills in the hole from this thing, so that if you got your air conditioning working, you know, it'd be right there. And then what else I found is that right back here there is a little fuse box. See, it says AC 10, heater 20, and then you kind of fiddle with it. There you go. What I did is right there, pull it and got it open, and then there's 2 fuses in there. I thought, okay, maybe that's why the blower's not working. No, those fuses are both good. So then I guess my next thing that I'm thinking is that this switch is bad. So I'm going to try and take off the rest of this dash so I can get access to the switch. So from there, what I found is that it's going to have to come off from all the way over there and all of this. So maybe that's a little too far. But then I grabbed this, and from, if you guys watch other early videos, you know that this is the only gauge on here that works. Some lights and stuff work, but this doesn't work. And so I was like, okay, well, how is this thing attached? Well, it's not attached. Probably why there's so many screws on the floor. So right there, right there, that is the speedo cable. So that's probably supposed to be plugged in. So I got the dash out. There's this clear piece on here, and I just popped that off, and then I was able to unscrew the switch. Now this is the one that turns the power on to the fan, and it's the only thing with wires in it here. So there's like 1 screw that holds that in. Copper seems to think that our problem might be this resistor right here, which that's what this second plug here plugs into. But from what I read on the internet, that this would be broken if it overheated and melted, but it is supposed to have like more ceramic on it, so I did order a new one. And then the fan is still supposed to work on high even if this is broken, so not 100% sure. I guess the next thing we're gonna do is take the volt reader here and see if we have any power at this fuse. Okay, so we have power at the fuse. Now we're going to check power at the switch. Okay, so we have power at the fuse and power at the switch. Okay, so now I'm checking power at the plug. Okay, got power there. And I got power there. Okay guys, I believe I found some of the problems. So even though I have power coming out of there, this thing doesn't seem to be getting hot, even though there's nothing broken on it. Besides the ceramic. So I pulled off some of the vent tubes up here, and there is a mouse nest in there. And right here, you can see that the wire has been eaten through. So we're gonna dig into that and see if I can fix some of that. All right, so I spent $60 on parts that I didn't need to on the Iron Panda. I didn't need the resistor, but I'm gonna put it in anyway because it's new. And I didn't need the fan because that worked too. What I found out the actual problem is that there's a mouse nest up behind all of the air ducts that are in here, which are pretty simple to take out. It's a few screws on each piece and then they just kind of fall out. But yeah, there was a mouse nest up in here, and oh shit. Yeah, and so this ground wire was eaten off, and I'm not sure why there's power to that even though the vehicle is turned off. Doesn't really make sense to me. That's probably why the mice ate through that wire, because it was like warm or something. So, and I don't know why mice eat wires, but yeah, they chewed through that ground wire, which apparently is hot. I believe it's ground wire, I could be wrong. Anyway, so when I was looking for this, I was digging my hands around in here, and I had a lot of the plastic and stuff on there yet, and a walnut fell down and touched my finger, and I screamed like a little girl. It was pretty funny. Copper didn't do anything. He's just laying there being a bum, kind of bored. I'll show you the rat nest now. There it is. That's all the walnuts and stuff that was back in there. So what I'm going to do now is splice this wire back together. I'll hook it up quick and show you guys that it works. Yeah, so there it is, rocking and rolling. Off, low, medium, high, everything works. So yeah, I'm gonna put these wires together, put all the tubes back in, install the new fan with the cage, and put the new thing on there, and we should be good to go. Alright, so I put red tape over the wires that were chewed but not broken and still had good connection. And then for this one that they chewed a bit away, I used 2 blade connectors so it could give me an extra little bit there to keep it together. And now I'm going to try and heat shrink them together without burning up the car. Well, I've had better luck heat shrinking them, but it's not too bad. Probably tape it up a little bit so that wire is not exposed there. Alright, there it is, all taped up and resecured. Time to reassemble the dash. It's simple, but also a pain in the butt. Okay, so when the last person gave up on this, this big piece of dash right here, that's supposed to fit nicely on there, you know, it was all kind of loose in here, and I'm like, what the heck? And there's a bolt hole right here, and I'm like, well, how the heck is a person supposed to get a bolt, you know, up and down right there between the glass? And you know, there's some chipping of the paint there. So I'm like, oh, well, clearly it's bent. And I was like, well, maybe they tried to bend it back. I can't figure it out. Well, it turns out that this whole piece is supposed to be bent down like that. So I don't know how in the heck they got it bent up. I think they were just trying to rip the dash out and they couldn't find that bolt. All right, the entire dash is reinstalled, looking pretty nice. Got the cage on the new motor. Pretty easy. You just take the nut off, put the nut on. Now I'm going to try and get this installed up in there. That's the hole that goes in right there. But I don't have any of the original screws, so that might make it a little difficult. Alright, the $20 China fan, as you can see, this piece here is slightly bigger than this piece here. So it does not fit. This hits the firewall. It might fit on some other Toyota applications, but it doesn't fit in the 1 ton here. So hopefully more than just copper will appreciate the complete hackery that I am using for bolts to bolt in the fan motor. So I didn't have any hardware, so I found these self-tapping screws that tap in, but they're a little too small. So what I'm doing is putting a washer on them like that, make it a little wider so they don't fall through the hole. And then there's like a need of a spacer, so what I'm doing is just hacksawing off a little piece of this for a washer. About just that much. So then what I'm doing here is stacking these up. I stack it up like that. Okay. So you can see that's about how much it's going to thread in right there. Right here I have one in already. And then, so my next one is going right there. And you see that dowel that comes through? That's why I have the black piece on it. So let's see if I can get one in there. Yeah, I need both hands. Okay, I really hope that nobody gets to the point where they have to do this, but if you do, that's what I figured out. Okay, last but not least, I'm putting in the new resistor. This is the old one. This is their part number right there. So this is what the new one looks like. That's old and busted. That's the new hotness. All right, here we go. The final test to see if this actually worked. Let's try this. Everything else is working. That is on. Oh yeah, we got a blower. Making a bit of a noise. Oh, there it is. Moving out a bit. Where's she coming from? Oh yeah. Yeah, we got a fan now. Awesome. Well, might as well sit here and warm up and see if we actually got heat. Alright guys, it's been running for 20 or 30 minutes now, and it's not blowing the hottest of air, but that's okay, the blower's working, so maybe in an upcoming episode you'll see us do a heater core flush. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out.
Broadcast Performance is what it stands for.